did Kyle make it into the auditorium tonight? All right, hey, that's the first reader who ever wrote to me, Kyle McCormick. So thank you, Kyle. And the first thing I want to do tonight is typically the last thing that I do, and because it's the last thing I do, I tend to forget it. So, first off, I would like to thank the Free Library for inviting me tonight, and for doing all of the work to make this possible, because it is an enormous amount of work. So thank you very much to the Free Library. I'm going to read a couple stories tonight, and I also want to thank the thousands of people who wrote to me over this past winter, and some of those letters were just extraordinary. So I'd like to read excerpts from 3 of those letters between the stories I read, and then somewhere during all of that, I'm going to ask for questions from you. And when you ask a question, what you're going to get is you are going to get a copy of one of the funniest, sweetest, darkest books I have read in a long time, the small press novel Clown Girl by Monica Drake. It's from Hawthorne Press. It might be a little hard to find, but it's small press, and it is a fantastic book. And you are going to get a copy of Obscene Interiors, one of the dirtiest, funniest books I have seen in my adult life. So, Clown Girl and Obscene Interiors. And a wedding bouquet. So, let's test this. Who's got a question? How about the gentleman against the wall with the wristwatch?
Christmas Park.
About satire of like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, how it's kind of about industrialization. And I just finished Grant like maybe 2 hours ago. And I was just trying to think of some of the different satire elements that you're using, if you used any purposely. But I mean, a couple I picked out maybe like have been a little obvious, but I was curious to see if you like purposely put any in there as like a outlook on our society today.
You know, in a way, Rant, if on that kind of a sort of big level, is a satire of maybe Huckleberry Finn or Tom Sawyer, or even Thoreau. We have this American archetype of the human being who is so present and in the moment, that sort of nature boy archetype. And so in a way, Rand Casey was that. And then there's a lot of just personal things that are sort of turned into metaphors, so I could put those on paper and get rid of them. But yeah, it really is my Huckleberry Finn. So, now that we know how that works, here's a letter, part of a letter from Shadow Hills, California. From Shadow Hills. I got a scholarship from Warner Brothers that came with a 4-year internship, and this was my first year. For 3 weeks I was assigned to the mailroom, and every morning I was led to a pile of fan mail and given a big red return to sender stamp. I spent a good chunk of every day sending back Mel Gibson's hate mail, Jennifer Aniston's stalker letters, and the Olsen twins' marriage proposals. At first I thought it was cute, But after that first week, I started getting exasperated. I wanted to yell at these people. Brad Pitt is not getting the wedding present you sent him. Save your money. Brooke Shields will not get the sweater that you knitted for her. Ellen DeGeneres does not want to have lunch and hear your ideas for a new sitcom. And Steven Seagal doesn't even work here anymore. So stop sending these letters. But then I get letters from Taiwan, from little girls who adore, of all people, Ashley Simpson. And I'd feel bad. Because just like I'd love for you to read this letter, those little girls want to hear back from Ashley. So I started stealing the letters. Taking them home and writing back. I mean, Ashley Simpson is never gonna know. Yui from Taiwan is never gonna know. Everybody is happy, and I don't feel like a bitch for sending it back. I figure this way, if anything, this could improve my karma. So, another question. And I'm going to go, in this case, boy, girl, boy, girl. So a girl question. Right there on the aisle with your knees up. Yeah.
Hi. So my question is, how much were the droolers from Rant inspired by zombie movies?
How much were the droolers in Rant inspired by zombie movies? Anybody see Land of the Dead with the fast-moving zombies that could like really run and then kill you? All my friends and I, whenever we're watching like The English Patient, we always say, you know what this movie could use? Fast-moving zombies. My dinner with Andre? Zombies. That means lots of zombies. So, you know, zombies spice up pretty much everything. And also I love the whole Jacques Derrida idea that the zombie personifies or is a great symbol for things that are unresolved. Is it dead? Is it alive? Is it an animal? Is it a human? And so these unresolved things just make us crazy. And so yeah, that was kind of my way to play with zombies. Just get some fast-moving zombies in there. And if you're not familiar with my work, it can go to some dark places, but I always hope that it's a trip worth making. So please just, bear that in mind in regard to what I read tonight. It may be a little dark on the surface, but it will get darker.